5. Rolling.
Alright, shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites. Coming week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked society. But first and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh. And yeah, man, you know, we were talking earlier about the chariots and that. You know, because Esau's getting shit scared now, man. You know, because these chariots, the angels, okay, they're not little green men from Mars. Alright, they're showing themselves, man. Okay, because that time is coming where the spiritual realm is gonna become more apparent, man. You know, Esau is carnal, man. If I see it, I can believe it. If I can touch it, I'll trust in it, man. You know, but the elites know, or your average day Edomite, that's how they operate, man. You know, but the spiritual realm is becoming more apparent, man. Okay, it's pushing through that door, man. That's why these pilots, they be seeing lights in the sky, they complaining. Okay, they look on their radar in the cockpit, they'll be seeing objects in the way, but then when they report to ground control, there's nothing there, man. Okay, because these chariots, they have the ability to appear and disappear, you know, be invisible. Okay, and that's in the scriptures, man. So bottom line, Esau, man, the Lord's got your number, man. Okay, your days are numbered, man. Open the scripture.
As a Revelation 1:1, and it says, the revelation of Yahweh Shai, which the Most High gave unto him to show unto his servant things which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Verse 7, and it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him.
There you go, so like he cometh with clouds, man, you know. And they ain't talking about no actual cloud, man, in the sky, okay? Because when they do their Jesus movies and all of that, all right, they'll make him raise from the grave. Then they'll go to a mountain and he'll start floating up into an actual cloud, man. And then the cloud covers him, and then until next time, all right. What the cloud is talking about, right? Because back then there weren't certain terms, man, so they had to liken things onto what was available back then. So the cloud is talking about is a chariot, man, like a flying roll, man. Keep going.
And it says, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen.
There you go, even so, amen. And when you get into that word in Hebrew, amen, it means so be true. Okay, so what we're reading here is faithful and true, as the scripture says. So it's going to come to pass, man. Okay, and it says, every eye shall see him, man. Okay, and how's that going to happen? Because they always got that phrase, wasn't the revolution will be televised, man. Alright, so you're going to have reporters from all over the world zooming in on this breaking news, which it will be, okay, of an invasion, man. Alright, and now they're going to be stupid and put alien invasion, you know, extraterrestrial force come to the planet Earth. Okay, but really it's going to be the Son of the Most High, Yahweh Shai, man, and the host of the angels, man. Okay, and it says the people shall wail because of him. So I don't know what they went up in there and told you in church, how when Jesus come back, it's going to be the best day ever, you know, and you're going to be singing Kumbaya, my Lord, and all that shit. Okay, it says the nations shall wail, man, because it's going to be a terrible sight, man. Hey, if you think about it, a lot of people, they just going to see the Lord come back, and they're gonna die, man. Alright? Cardiac arrest, heart attack, stroke, blindness, man. You're just gonna drop dead from that, man. You know?
Back up on that one.
But the scriptures continually say the day of the Lord is a day of darkness, man. Okay? Darkness in the sense of what's gonna happen, but also actual darkness, man. Okay? Because, hey, man, like a little thing, if you're like I travel on the trains a lot, man, up and down in the Midlands, right, and you go past a building and you block the sun and it's just dark, man. Now imagine thousands of missiles in the sky, man, plus the chariots, man. There's going to be actually darkness on the earth, man. The sun will be blocked out, man. Okay, along with all the atrocities that's going to happen, it's going to be like your worst horror movie, man.
It's at Luke 21:25, and it says, and there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations, with perplexity the sea and the waves rolling, men's hearts failing them for the fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Hold on there.
Yeah, pretty much just to back you up what he says that men's hearts failing them for the fear of the things that are coming on the earth, man, because it's gonna be so many things going on that you've only ever seen in movies, man. Okay, with the movies like Avengers Endgame, people are gonna think Thanos is here now, man. You know, to come and put their ass to death. Okay? So it's gonna be so many things like happening that people are just gonna be dropping dead with just heart attacks alone, man. Okay, because a lot of people do not have understanding what the UFO are. So seeing a sky full of UFOs, that's gonna put people are gonna die just from looking at those things, because they're not gonna have an idea what they are. And when they start killing people, you know, just watching somebody just get vaporized to dust, okay, that's a fearful sight. So the Lord is gonna bring fearful sight on the planet Earth, right?
And it also says at the start of that precept, signs in the sun. Okay, and there's other scriptures that say signs in the sun and the moon, man. Alright? We're having all these blood moons, okay, you know, eclipses and that, man. Because these are all signs, man. These are the heavenly bodies, okay, foretelling the signs of the coming of the Lord, man. Okay? Now if you think of it, man, it says the Lord won't come as a thief. It's like, get that in the second year. The Lord is going to come as a thief, man. So that means everybody's going to be doing everything normally, man. Okay, it might be a weekday you get up to go to work. Okay, we were talking about pilots earlier. Pilots going to be checking in 4 a.m., you know, ready for takeoff at 9. They might get in the sky and then they fall down again, man. Okay? We were talking about the invisibility. These chariots are going to actually become physical, man. Okay? You're going to have planes dropping out the sky. People getting all upset because one plane dropped out the sky in Ethiopia, man. You're going to have like 50 planes drop out the sky when the Lord comes back, man. If not more. Okay? You know? It's going to be a dark day, man. Go on.
So 2 Peter 3 and 10, and it says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that are therein shall be burnt up.
There you go. Okay, the earth shall melt with fervent heat, man. Because it's going to be a simultaneous, rapid set of events, man. Okay, there are those, what's it called, man? No. How am I forgetting this? They're missiles, man. The scriptures call it, what do you call it? The glistening sword, the bows, the arrows, okay? They're gonna bring, man, so much fire, so much heat, so much devastation, and then just when you think can it get any worse, you're gonna see our Shai come back, man.
Right.
Alright, and then they're gonna be shooting laser beams. I know that. Yeah, I know that. They're gonna have laser beams coming out of them chariots, okay, zapping people, alright. You know, so it's gonna be. That's why John put it as a lake of fire, man. Okay, it's just gonna be fire on fire on fire, man. You know.
It's Amos 5 and 18, and it says, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light.
There you go, man. So you got these Christians saying, oh Lord, just come back, man. You know what? We can't wait. All right, not knowing that it said, to what end shall it be for you, man? Okay, because bottom line, man, if you're not a part of the elect, okay, or the one for the great multitude which will be delivered up out of this destruction, man, you're gonna be caught up in this somehow, man. All right. Whoa, a lot of people gonna die before the Lord come back, man, because you're gonna have race wars and all of that shit. Okay, but either way, man, if you're not sealed by, if you haven't got that mark of Torah, okay, in the Hebrew, man, meaning exempt from judgment, if that spiritual mark is not over you, okay, it's all over, man. You will die, okay.
And it says, verse 19, as if a man did flee from a bear, so like as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house.
There you go. So like, hold on there, man. Right, so he fled from the bear, man. Imagine getting chased by a bear, right? And it's like a lion, and then you somehow escape that, right? You're gonna have so much adrenaline in your body. You're gonna be shaking. You're gonna be scared. Oh, I made it! And as soon as you take a breath, what is it? A bear meets you? Come on, man. That's just terror after terror.
That's right.
So if you escape, if you're not, because a lot of people, people are cocky out here, man. Especially Edomites, man. They're very cocky out here, man. Oh well, I didn't die from that, so I must make it. As soon as you think I'm good, I'm alright, that's when the next calamity is gonna hit your ass, man. And if you make that, and you make that all the way to the missiles, you will die by the missiles, man.
That's right.
Or by the hand of Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Alright? Personally, man, if I was an Edomite, just take me out on the first goal, man. Don't make me get my hopes up, man. And then I die by the missiles, man. You know? So, come on, man. For us that have a chance of salvation, man, we pray to the Lord, you know, every day, man. Keep the Spirit on us, you know. Continue to learn, you know. So that's Psalm 51. Okay, take not thy Holy Spirit from us, man. Okay, restore unto us the joy of thy salvation, man. Because aside from the joy of salvation, what the hell do we have, man?
That's right.
And it says, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and no light, even very dark and no brightness in it?
See, very dark and no brightness in it, man. Alright? See, Yahweh Shai's coming back, man. You gotta understand, Yahweh Shai's pissed off, man.
That's right.
Alright? He's been waiting, out of all of us, he's been waiting the longest, man. Alright? And he's waiting patiently in the spirit realm on the right hand side of the Father, man. Hey, the scriptures say he don't even know what day it is, man. Okay? But boy oh boy, man. When the Almighty Yahweh himself gives Yahweh Shai that signal, alright, go back. Alright? You think Yahweh Shai gonna be like with the 8? Oh man, but I was chilling, man. The spirit realm's nice. I wanna go back down there. Yahweh Shai gonna go now? Okay. Boom. And they're gone, man. And next thing you know, you're gonna see the clouds splitting, man. And the Lord's coming back, man. Alright? But we're gonna have to touch on the chip and all of that, because when you're teaching, right, you can't just jump straight to the end, man, which is Yahweh Shai. There's an order of prophecy, man. You know, so we're gonna have to get into that by default. But the last one, when the Lord comes back, it's game over, man.
This is Acts 1 and 9, and it says, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and the cloud received him out of their sight.
So when Yahweh Shai was giving his final words to the 12, all right, he was taken up, meaning, and the scripture says the same way he left is the same way he's coming back. Okay, so that beam came over him, all right, and he was lifted up, man, into that chariot. Okay, and the disciples, all right, they were just there like, oh shit, because like when we see chariots, we might see that little lights and stuff. They may get bigger and smaller, and we can tell it's a chariot, but we ain't seen no chariot like in front of like that. You actually see the windows of the chariot, or however it looks, the color of it, you know. Okay, so they were just looking like, oh, that's how you're going, that's how you're coming back. Okay, you know. That's why the two angels had to come and say, why, you men of Galilee, why are you standing, man? You got work to do, man.
And it says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahweh Shai, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall so come in like manner as ye have seen it go into heaven.
There you go, man. So how Yahweh Shai went up into the spirit realm, he's going to do it in reverse and come back down. He was beamed up into that chariot. When he comes back, right, he's coming down to the earth, man. And then how's the elect going to be caught up in those chariots? Just like Yahweh Shai would be beamed up, man. You know? And the scripture says, in the twinkling of an eye, you shall be changed, man. You know? So at some point from being delivered and going up into the chariot, we're going to change, man. Because the flesh that we have can't inhabit that level of glory, man. Alright? Because the angels, Yahweh said, I shall not meet thee as a man. So the angels, they going to be coming in their angelic force. Like, read that again. It's like where it said 2 men in white apparel. The angels had to dumb down their level of glory, man. Alright? You got to deep this, man. Because if them angels came in their complete spiritual form, the disciples would have been dead, man. So they had to come as men. Read it.
And it says, Acts 1 and 10, and it says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven as he went up, behold, 2 men stood by them in white apparel.
There you go. So they came in white apparel, but they came as men. Okay. Now, brothers give, accounts of when they've encountered angels and that. All right. Even yesterday on the Apostle Gabar's live stream, he was telling the account of how the angel came to, was it?
Taha, Elder Apostle Taha.
And Elder Jacob as well.
Jacob.
Alright, and they came normally like men.
Yeah.
I remember, was it either High Priest Ariel or High Priest Jacob, one of them came to them in like a grey suit or something like that. Because if the angels came like how they are in the spirit realm, that's you finished, man. You're dead, man. Okay, that's why when Moses, right, went up into the Mount Sinai, it's like I'm going a bit off topic, but just to prove the point, when he went up into Mount Sinai and he was in the presence of the Lord, okay, he had to come back down with a veil over his face, all right, because that glory rubbed off on him.
Yeah.
So if they looked at him, they would have been dead, man. So it's must needs necessary that we must be changed, man. All right. And it's back to that.
And it says, verse 11, which also said, ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven.
So the Lord is coming back in chariots, man. Okay? Standard, the Lord's coming back in chariots, man. So all these chariot sightings that we see, moreover the ones that Esau sees, okay, and they're getting shit scared about it, telling pilots, oh man, you're tired. Alright? Because I've got a family friend that's a pilot, and a cousin that's also a pilot. Okay? If it weren't for this truth, I wanted to be a pilot myself. I started the training, man. Okay? And they told him, right, when you see stuff like this, it's because you're doing too many hours in the sky. Because to get to the next engine level, alright, you start off on a single engine, then a double engine, all the way up to your cruise carriers like your 747s, your 737s, your A30s and all of that. You gotta have a certain amount of hours. That's why pilots, man, they go grey by the time they're like 35, man. They got bags under their eyes and they're tired because that's a rigorous job. So they'll tell you, oh, you're seeing lights in the sky now, man. You're tired, man. You need to go on a holiday. You need to take some time off. Okay, and then they're in the news telling people, don't say it's UFOs. Alright? So Esau's getting shit scared, man. He knows that the Lord's coming back, man.
Yeah.
Okay? And the scripture says, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, man. And what's the eyes of the Lord, man? The angels, man. The chariots, man. So they're scoping out the wickedness that's going on. Alright?
This is Matthew 24 and 29, and it says, immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds and from one end of heaven to the other.
There you go, man. Alright, and as this brother always says, right, a lot of people ain't gonna know it's Yahweh Shai, the angels. A lot of people gonna think it's just some sort of invasion, man. Alright? Because as much as this word's out there, not everybody knows the true image of the Lord. Not everybody knows the true way or the true fashion in which he's coming back. So a lot of people just gonna think it's an invasion. Alright? But then through the process of events, very quickly you're gonna understand, oh, so this is Jesus.
Yeah.
You know? This is the Messiah. Okay? Alright?
And another thing, because he's going to show his true colors. They will say Jesus loves everybody. He's gonna come and give hugs and kisses. When he comes back, he's gonna show his true colors, man. Because he's coming back with immediate destruction, man. As soon as he appears, it's just like killing people, man.
Fuck you
Destroying
talking
buildings,
about?
military forces, you know.
They're gonna be out, man. The Lord ain't coming back. Like I said, man, when the Heavenly Father Yahweh give that signal, that green light to Yahweh shine the angels, man, you think they're playing games, man? Alright? They coming back straight away, man. That's why I said, as a thief, man, when a thief comes to the yard, right, he ain't knocking on the door, he ain't giving you letters through the post, alright? A fortnight from now, I'm coming at 1 a.m. He ain't doing that shit, man. Alright, he just breaking through the back door or through the front, alright? And best believe, man, he got weapons on him, man. Alright, if he ain't got a strap, he got a knife or something, man.
There's a scripture from Matthew 10 and 34, and it says, "Think not that I have come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword."
Right.
Beautiful, bro. You know? So there ain't gonna be no peace. Like when a thief comes, and I explained that goes beautifully with it, man. Ain't no peace. Alright, can you get me a glass? You know when someone comes to your yard, oh, do you want a drink? They ain't doing that, man. A thief is coming in to destroy, man. To take and to destroy and to bounce. Okay? That's what Yahweh Shai's coming to do, man. Alright? He go, hey, I remember one time the apostle said it and a lot of people got a bit messed up, man. Hey, the Lord's coming back to rape the elect, man.
That's right.
Alright?
Yeah.
Put it like that. The Lord's coming back to rape the elect. But when you get into the word rape, it means to seize, man. Okay? Coming in, hey, these are mine. And then that's it, man.
Yeah.
You know? And in the process, Esau gonna get messed up, bro.
Yeah.
I was watching that movie. I don't know what's it called. This Is the End. The one is you seen that movie, right? It's got all these famous actors in it and all that. They were at a party chilling, and then earthquakes started happening. People started dying, and then immediately certain people just started being beamed up.
Yeah.
Just random started being beamed up, and everybody else they were confused. Man, what do we have to do for us to get beamed up?
Yeah.
That's in the scriptures. 2 women shall be at the mill grinding or something like that.
Yeah.
Right? One shall be taken, the other shall be left, man. 2 men in the field. There's gonna be a normal day, man. You know? And it's just gonna be people getting beamed up, man. Now, what's that movie, man? Why you finding that scripture? I forget the name of it, man. I think Will Smith's in it or something like that. But the chariot comes, right? And it's just, yeah, there you go. And it's just hovering over that one building. Because you got these Edomites here that they're into this spiritual shit, and they actually believe that a force is coming to actually save them. So they prepared signs. Oh yeah, we welcome you. They're happy to see the chariots, and they want for them to move. They got zapped. Alright? Like this brother said, man, the Lord's coming to show his true colours, man. Alright? Come on, read that.
So Matthew 24 and 26, and it says, "But on that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
So hold on there. That's why it's a fair fact of not knowing as well, man. Alright? Because if you knew when the Lord's gonna come back, alright, you could be an arsehole your whole life. And then the year before, according to the prophecy, you know, 2020, 19th of May. So I'ma just do it a year before.
Yeah.
Don't work like that, man.
Jake is a hypocrite like that, man. You've seen all these brothers doing the work and laboring and all that, but so you're gonna come in last minute, hold the sign for 2 weeks and that's it, and expect to get salvation, man.
Yeah, man. That's
You know?
a joke, man.
Like every time exam season, man, the libraries are full. Because you've had a whole year to study, but then you wanna study the last minute of exams. You know?
That's cheeky, man. You're taking the Lord for a damn idiot, man.
It's tempting the Lord.
You know? That's why Jake likes them, especially the northern kingdom, man. They like them easy religions like Catholicism. You know, be an idiot your whole life, and then on your deathbed, do a couple prayers and that, sign of the cross, and then you're going to heaven. The Hail Marys and that.
Got precept, Revelations 3 and 16. "So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth."
That's right. Your attitude is your stumbling block, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, because you're not gonna know when it's coming. One day you're in your house eating chicken, then you're watching brothers preach, and then tribulation comes there, man.
Let's get that precept where it says, blessed are they that kept their garments. Where is that? Yeah, Revelation. Yeah. You know, you got to be ready, man.
Right.
You know. That's why the scripture says, "Blessed is the man when his Lord cometh, so find doing, man." All right. Like when you're at work, right, and then you messing around because the boss ain't there.
Yeah.
And as soon as you sit in a certain way, that you can just sit up and look like you're doing something. I'm typing. Right? I see that all the time, man. Edomites are the masters of making themselves look like they're doing something, but they ain't doing jack shit. Okay? Hey, but you can't do that. You can play that game with man, but you can't play that game with the Lord.
Precept out. Psalms 149, I read from 3-5. It says, "Let them praise his name in the dance, let them sing praises unto him with the tambourine and harp." This is the point. "For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, he will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory, let them sing aloud upon their beds."
Alright, there you go, man. Alright, and right now we're praising the Lord in the song and dance, believe it or not, man. Because this thing is a song, man. Alright? And you know, Jake, man, naturally when you hear a good rhythm, you just start moving, man. So spiritually we're dancing, spiritually we're singing right now, man. Alright? Now we go and get physical with the chariots.
Right.
You know? But right now, you're praising the Lord, man. We're doing what's required, man.
Yeah.
Okay? And it says in the Apocrypha, when you praise the Lord, praise him with your full might.
Yeah.
When you exalt his name, you cannot exalt him enough, man. So when we do this work, man, there's no such thing as, alright, that's enough videos, or that's enough, man. Or I came out enough, man. You know, I'm gonna give it a break. No,
Yeah.
man, you keep going.
That's right.
Okay?
I could just make a point. Slacker. It says he's going to beautify his people, yeah, in 3, Psalms 149:4. "For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people, he will beautify his people," the meek. So, you've got the scoffers that are coming up and trying to belittle us and demonize us, you know, Volcam Malone and all the rest of them, Eric Mason, trying to make us seem like we're bums. But the Most High is going to beautify us when it comes back, as you're saying about the chariots.
Yeah.
And it could be longer than what we think that, in their case, for the scoffers and all that trying to belittle us, it could be a more long, drawn out thing how he's going to beautify us right before their very eyes.
Yeah, man. Well,
so we're going to be dignified.
It's going to be a two-way thing. They're going to see the elect being glorified and beautified, all right? And we, according to Psalms 91, we're going to see the destruction.
That's right.
So it's a two-way thing, man. You know, to me, to you. So,
It's at Baruch 4:28, and it says, for as it was in your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more.
there you go, man. And we all went astray from the Most High, man. Alright? Alright, as Job said, I was born into sin, but even in all of our lifetimes and in this lifetime now, man, none of us were born into the truth like that.
Yeah.
Okay? So now being returned, we seek him 10 times more, man.
Right.
Alright? That means we go, we do as much as we can, physically possible. Okay? And then you got people out there that will see how much I do for the Lord. Well, the scripture says that's a reasonable service, man. You know, so you don't get gas, man, that the Lord looking at you because you're apparently doing more, man. You're just doing what you should do. Alright? And even then, what you do ain't even worthy unto the Lord. It's made righteous through your hour sight. So really and truly, without the Savior, without the joy of salvation, we ain't got shit. You know?
This is Hebrews 6:9, and it says, "But beloved, we are persuaded better things of you, and things that accompany salvation, though we that speak. For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name, in that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end."
There you go, man. Show the same diligence unto the end, man. And it said earlier in that verse that the Most High, read that again, man. The bit where it said the Lord, you won't forget your work.
It says, Hebrews 6:10, and it says, "For the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love."
There you go. So if you're doing this truth in sincerity, you know, with purity of heart, the Lord ain't gonna just, you know, because it's He Himself that put the Spirit on you to do that. So He will reward that, man. Don't forget that.
And it says, which He have showed towards His name, and what He have ministered to the saints, and do minister. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence to the full assurance of hope unto the end.
See, show this, give the same diligence, right, unto the assurance of hope to the end, man. Because at the end, right, that's where it's too. Hey, there comes a point. The Scripture says in Revelation, "He who is filthy, let him be filthy still. He who is righteous, let him be righteous still." So there comes a point where that's it, man. You know, so you got to put in as much as you can. Because when those chariots come back, there's no persuading the Lord. There's no debate, man. You know, the Lord's coming back to do a job, man. All right, and you just want to be on the side that make it. We just want to be on the side that make it. Right?
And it says that ye be not slothful, but followers of them who through faith and patience inherit the promise.
Okay. Once again, showing that diligence, be not slothful, man. You know. Now sometimes the demon comes on you like every single day this week, right? I could get up fine, I'm normal, and then when it comes to Saturday, camp day, you feel tired, man. I have to get up now. And it's not even like it's early in the morning, right? You know, so that's them demons coming on you, man. But you gotta fight through that, man. Okay?
And showing the same diligence, because we have the apostles for examples, man. Every week, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, all year round, they're gonna go out in the highways and the byways. During the week, they're gonna put out videos every day. Majority of the time, it's every single day. Sometimes 2-3 times a day. You know, so you show the same diligence by trying to do as much work as they're putting in. You know, especially us being young men, they've been doing this thing for how many years?
30 years,
30 plus years. Okay? And us being young men, you know, you can't be tired. You know, you only been doing this thing 4 or 5 years, you're not tired now doing this. You know? Whereas the men that have been doing for 30 years, they're getting up in age, and they're doing more work than you are, man. You know? So you always try to keep up pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what that goes back to? That goes back to passion and drive, man. Alright? You can't really force somebody to do this truth, man. To partake in this ministry, man. You know, it's gotta be like sometimes you're gonna need a nudge. Alright, come on, man, you gotta fix up. That's part of the brotherhood. But then if you're continually having to tell a guy, man, come on, fix up, man, do more. Really, you should be able to see through the Spirit, man. He ain't got it in him. You know? That's why the Scripture says, let every man be fully persuaded in his own mind. Alright? You can't be working off the next man's persuasion, man.
Yeah.
It's got to be within you. Alright? Alright? That's why Yahweh Shai, right? He said to certain guys, yeah, he'll heal them and stuff, and he'll be like, oh, can I follow you? They're like, nah, man, don't follow me, man. You know, because he knew that this guy, he ain't chosen. Alright, so what's the point in coming into something if it's not within you to do it, man? You're wasting your time, man. You know, just go to the priest and show yourself clean. You ain't gonna worry about this.
So 1 Peter 2, 2 Peter 1 and 10, and it says, wherefore the rather, brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure, for if you do these things, you shall never fall.
Give diligence, alright, to make your calling and election sure, man. Alright? You want to be confident. Now the Scripture says that when the Lord comes back, you know, we're going to have a huge element of fear and fright, man. Alright? The Scripture says, the elect shall scarcely make it, man. Alright? Like, they always show it in movies and shit. Back in the day when World War II was happening, people would hear the bombs getting closer and closer to where they were at, man. Alright, so we're here right now.